from my winter hell. I've got candles and candy, I can be your daddy if you only let me creep into your prison cell. Hey baby, can you tell I'm not a criminal? Your choice is seminal. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say, just find your way and try to stay true. Just speak low, stand in your row, try not to show this life's a show. Try not to glow way down below. Oh, it's a lot of woe, and that's not a place where you would like to go. I've got cigarettes and brandy, which could come in handy if you just help me loosen up my hand grenades fuse. Baby, don't refuse my truth, but it's up to you not to choose. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say, just find your way and try to stay true. I want you to stay true to what's right for you. No matter who or know what will others say, just find your way and try to stay true, 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 true.
Hello, how are you guys? Good evening. I hope everybody is doing well. Whew, what a day, what a day, what a day, and what a live I have in store for you guys. Now, last night I premiered all 10 calls without commentary for those that don't like the commentary. So if you're here because you want to hear the calls, but you'd rather not hear the commentary, if you go to my page at the home part of it, right, you can see that I have Letecia Stauch, a whole Letecia Stauch section with all of everything, the calls, the body cam footage, old calls, new calls, all the things. Okay. So if the commentary ain't for you and you've stumbled in here and you're on the replay and you're realizing I don't want the commentary, I will, after the live is over, I'll put the playlist link in the description for you guys. All right. So also, I want to thank Melissa Jade for sending a jade raid over here. I love a jade raid. I'm very excited. I'm waiting for the girls to come. They'll be here any moment. Melissa had a great live. She went over some of Wade Wilson's calls. And yeah, it's Wade, and he's absolutely ridiculous. So we're going to do calls 8, 9, and 10. And the reason that we're going to do calls 8, 9, and 10 is because those are the most, those are the ones that pertain to us. I cannot see you, Allie. No, babe, I can't. Give me a second. Hold on a second. There's Melissa and there's Allie. Okay, good. Okay, and there's my chat. I guess because I had this page up for too long, this window, it wasn't cooperating. Let me share my screen again. I think it's this one. No, this one. Okay. So the reason I decided to do these specific calls is because, let me bring the girls up. Hi, girls.
Hello. Hi.
There you go. Well, I'll fix it. Hi.
This is so strange. I've never been on Streamlabs before.
I'm fancy now, MJ. I'm fancy.
Yeah, I'm liking it.
Hold on. Hold on. Let's do it like, there we go. That's better. Okay. All right.
Oh, I like how it was made. You could make one person big though and two people little. And you're welcome, you guys. Sorry, it's been a while since I gave a view like right up my nose on accident, and today you got it again. So.
I don't think anybody saw it, you guys.
I didn't.
Honestly, I didn't see it.
That's okay. Anyway, I don't care. I have like my makeup done and stuff. It was just the angle, and I was toking on my vape, but like right when it turned on, so I looked a little cray, but it's okay.
I don't
look
think
like a thumb when my front camera turns on.
I looked like a thumb.
Yeah. Like a big toe.
That's hilarious.
You guys do not. You're both beautiful girls. Stop that right meow.
Thank you. Oh, I'm so excited for this.
I know. Okay, so let me catch you guys up. Okay,
Please do.
so calls 1 through 7 and a little bit of call 8 are all about what had happened was Letecia, it seems, when she moved from Kansas back to Colorado, she had some monies. And the state of Colorado, in its infinite wisdom, decided they were going to go ahead. She owes money. We're going to go ahead and hold on to her money. She big man. All right. They've taken the money that new Amy has sent her. They have taken the money that Aunt B sent to Letecia.
Oh.
And oh, yes, she bigly mad. So they have spent the better part of May 20th trying to figure this out and what they're going to do. And new Amy is going to write an email, and Letecia is dictating to new Amy what she's going to say, what she wants her to write. Okay? So we're going to start there, but then the conversation is going to progress, and she's going to start talking about the three of us. And I figured we should retort.
I'm so excited.
So, without further ado, here we are. All right.
I can't wait to hear these.
Yes, they're good. They're good. All right, here we go.
Okay. Where were we at now? Oh, instead they sent a restitution that, wait.
I would say that they combined the two accounts, the mandatory and my inmate.
Yeah, combined.
And my inmate. Yeah, they just combined the two accounts.
Combined the two accounts.
Yeah, and therefore leading to being over the amount in accordance with that CR.
Now, what she's talking about here is inmates are only allowed a certain amount of money that they can have, a total amount. And when they have over that money, excuse me, new Amy, you're so rude. And when they have over that amount, the Colorado Department of Corrections overseer of the monies takes the check. And then they will figure out that they take the check first and ask questions later, and they will figure out what, if any, money Letecia is owed from that. Because
Child support for prison.
well, yeah, they do take all of it. They take out restitution. There's 20% that comes off the top. But here's what Letecia doesn't seem to understand in all of her calculations and wisdom. Every time there's a deposit, it's 20%. Every
Really?
single time. Yes.
So it's not just the money that she earns, it's anything that comes in.
Correct. And she
Wow.
and new Amy is very distraught about this because that money is for you, Tisha.
Okay.
Well, guess what? Tisha got old debts and old obligations, new Amy, so it ain't for her.
So when you say new Amy, this is a whole new character, Amy?
It is a whole different character. Now, I will give you a little backstory, MJ, because you don't know. So Leticia's been talking to this new chick for quite some time, all the way back to Kansas. Okay.
Oh, wow.
We know her name. We've just kept it out intentionally because she doesn't need for people to be looking her up. And even though she's talked really crazy about me, you, and Allie, so has Letecia. We're not those people. So, I can't listen, new Amy, and I hope you hear me and hear me well. And this time I am speaking directly to you because I know you listen. So get out your notepad and take this down. Just because me and Allie and Melissa have been careful and we won't release your name doesn't mean that another creator won't. And that's all I'm going to tell you.
That is.
I will say, we only know her first name, but we have her number and stuff like that. We could find out who she was. We just haven't. We've chose not to. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just want to say that though, because I had said we don't technically know exactly who she is. We just know like some details where we could find out, but we haven't even tried. So.
Right. It's not. It's not that important, and I don't care. But I can't guarantee you, new Amy. That's why I call her new Amy, because basically she's taken over for all the secretarial work that old Amy was doing.
Right.
Right. And then they proceeded to talk shit about old Amy.
Yeah.
Really?
Correct.
But it's a little different, I will say, because this girl seems to have like a bit of a crush on Letecia. In my opinion, like her tone at times, the way they talk, she said things like, I'm just sensitive over you, or I just care so much. And when she has been like confessing her love to Tisha, for lack of a better way to say it, Tisha's like, okay, you don't have to tell me. I know how you feel. Okay, stop. No, like
Really?
she's uncomfortable
Yes.
with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's shut her up a couple times about it. But there's it's a slightly different dynamic. It's still like both Amy's, old and new, admire Tisha, but this one might admire her in a little bit of a different way.
Wait, so these are 2 months ago?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize you guys got that much. Like, that's crazy.
Yes.
I know. You've been gone. Like, I know I told
know.
you something about it.
And
but-
I've been trying to get a hold of you. Allie, will you do me a big favor and send Melissa my number, please?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
You're a horrible friend. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine, babe. I know you've been busy.
Yeah, but Jen has been trying to get a hold of you. She's told me multiple times. She's like, Melissa hasn't answered, or I've tried messaging and she hasn't responded. Like, do you know if she's going on tonight? Just trying to work around or whatever for one reason or another. Yeah. And I'm like, she literally doesn't check Facebook. And at this point, I told her today, I was like, at this point, I know she's not going to open it because it's going to be overwhelming. So she's like,
I was just going to get past the move, but then it's been too long to where it very much overwhelms me. Same with emails. I haven't done the emails.
Oh, bless your heart, babe. Well, we have a lot to catch up on. We have so much to catch up on.
Yes.
So much. Oh, I can't wait to talk to you. So
I'm so excited.
Yeah. Okay. Sunshine Mafia, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that, babe. Welcome to the ward. I hope you enjoy your time here. So let's, I tried speeding Letecia up a little bit, a couple of times, but quite honestly, this is not the good part, but I just want you guys to understand what's going on. I want to give you a little bit of the backstory. So I'm going to speed this part of it up. And then when they start talking smack, we shan't be speeding them up anymore. No. We will be answering them in real time.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
I get you reported to that CRS. whatever.
Yeah.
Statute, the Colorado Revised Statute, that's what it stands for.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay, and then I would just explain that I do understand that I owe I pay restitution of 20% every month or whatever, but this the extra money was supposed to be for me to survive off of for a long period of time. That way they know. I know I owe the restitution, but
Right. I understand that. It's just they took the money that already was taken out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That money, the 20% was already that was actually your money they took.
Yeah, taken out for the entire time. It was 20% for the entire time, so it was 1,100. So to me, it would have been more than that by the time Brenda put that money on there, and then you put that money on there. So then I would have 20% more of that. So that might even have been like $1,300 or $1,400 by that point, but $1,300 probably. But okay, so then take the $1,300 out.
Mhm.
Oh.
Tisha wants them to separate the money.
And then the 800 shouldn't have went anywhere either.
Yeah. Yep.
That's not part of it.
Yeah, so that should have been 800. What was it was
It's all part of it, Nimrods. All of it. All part of it. Every time she gets money, the state of Colorado can take 20% off the top. She owes money for restitution. She owes money for the cost of care. So that's why. This is ridiculous. Get over it.
like $850 pretty much.
Don't do the crime if you can't do the time, host.
You sent plus my credits I had back for those orders that I didn't get, and then the $400 in Brenda sent. Yeah. Oh, that's 15. That's
400? Wow.
Yeah.
Brenda sent?
Plus the orders.
Yeah.
I don't know how much the orders were. I just know
So-
it was $50
What happened with Aunt Brenda is Aunt Brenda sent Letecia money so that Letecia could send money to Harley for her birthday. Yeah. Let that soak in.
Wait, what?
That's what, listen, I don't make the news. I just report it. Letecia, Aunt B, sent Tisha Lynn a piece of money for Harley's birthday so that Tisha could send it to Harley for her birthday.
And she
Maybe
could take the
can
credit.
I guess.
But wait,
Yeah.
oh my God. Okay. So did Tisha say this to New Amy on one of these calls?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's what they're talking about right now is the money that Aunt B sent that also got snatched.
Wow.
Yeah.
So wait, all of it got snatched though?
All of it got snatched, according to Letecia. And now they're writing a very strongly worded email to express their understanding about restitution and cost of care. But because Kansas sent the check as one check in one lump sum instead of 15 different checks, they took the entire amount because it made Letecia over what an inmate can have on their books at one time, which is $3,000.
But
Yes.
I guess Aunt B doesn't listen to us, so she doesn't know that Harley doesn't talk to Tisha. But
Correct. And she evidently doesn't talk to Harley either, or she'd know that.
yeah, that too. But I was joking about the listening to us part. But she doesn't watch Harley's social media because Harley has said multiple times she doesn't talk to her mom. She wants nothing to do with her. And she plans on writing a book about how you are not your parents or their mistakes or what they've done, so.
Well, good for you, Harley. I would imagine that Letecia and, well, not Letecia so much because she can't have social media, but I would imagine Aunt B has been blocked. So she probably can't even see any of that. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Because the main thing was that $850 check that was sitting there I never got to use,
Yeah. Well, it's all your stuff. So yeah, I know how I'm gonna order it all. I'm gonna put that all in with it.
And I would just end it with I received a notification and I wanted to, just explain this in detail for, a better understanding so that I can get my funds in order to have money here at, on my account here for a long period of time or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't explain it to them like, there was this check, from, the retirement, like all that. No, it was just all put there. Yeah, the $850 I would have started using, but I didn't have it. set in another account, you know?
Yeah.
So it's better to explain it to them that technically it was suspended over a period of time. And I would just put that, you know, because of this, I would just say, like, I've had to put money on her account because she has to rebuy everything all over again. And when I should have had money from my inmate account there.
Right. I am putting that down too. That's a good idea.
Yeah, because that way they can see, yeah, you put money on here, you know.
I wouldn't even explain that I just put money on your account just before you left, and I put money on again when you got there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
because they took, and just be like, because they took that one. So I really need that money from, you know, from that check minus the restitution.
What do you think that Leticia's going to
reiterate?
hold on? Back the milk truck up. You think Leticia's going to pay you back? What do you think, New Amy? You think you fronted her that money to hold her over until this whole situation got sorted out? Give me a break, girl.
That was me who said I really needed that money back.
Well, no, that's Leticia. Leticia's,
Okay.
you know, but the way that they're talking about it is if Leticia, like New Amy, sent her money because of this, because they took her check. No, she didn't. She sent her money because she sends her money. That's it. That's all. And guess what? The state of Colorado is entitled to that. Yep. You know, you downloaded that whole, like 4 calls back, you downloaded the whole handbook, New Amy. Maybe you ought to read it. Oh, I want you girls to hear this one part though, because this part is me being petty and I don't even care at this. But when you hear all the things, you will understand why Bindi got petty. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I'll open up a new window and look through the transcript for the word judicial. Let's keep going. And then I'll play it for you guys. Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go.
Restitution, but no, I understand I have restitution, but
yeah, we understand all that. I really honestly thought they were going to take 20% off all that money, and that was it. But like,
me too.
They literally took all of it.
Yeah. And then again, make sure you put in there that I don't have that kind of money like that. Like that is not something I get regularly or anything like that. It's not like I'm just, you know, I'm not getting $800 check regularly. I mean, you don't have to say $800 check, but you know what I mean? I'm not getting large amount of money regularly. This is for me to survive a long period of time, you know?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm ready.
And then you might also want to put on the top that the letter I got said it was forwarded to the CDOC controller, and you just didn't know how to find the CDOC controller. When you ask him about the appropriate department.
CD controller.
It's CDOC controller.
OC controller. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that thing too. Cool. I will email this to him. Hopefully they send it to, like, if it's not, if it's maybe somebody that he, is working on it, he'll know.
And you might want to put in there, understand that you can't give me any information beyond this. Could you please get this to the right person,
Yeah.
That you're not trying to get any, inmate information beyond, obviously you got the check number and all that, so it's not like,
Right, trying anything.
It's just, we're just trying to get it to the right person so that they can understand. Whoever's going to make that decision on it under review or whatever.
I think that's how Larry knew that I was being real. He gave me, like, numbers that nobody would know.
Yeah.
All right, hang on a second. I want to show you guys this. Are you ready? This is after she's downloaded and done the Googles, which, by the way, it took her 77 years to do this Google search. Okay. And she still got it wrong. But listen here. This is very important. This is me being petty. You're welcome.
These funds may be directed to Colorado judicial branch.
Judicial.
To speak with a staff member regarding restitution.
Oh, bless her.
Judgical. The judgical branch.
Judgical branch. Let's put it back on Snoop. That's my favorite part. Hold on. Where'd he go? Hold on. Where is Snoop? Hold on. Come on. forget it. Now I'm bored and don't want to do it anymore. But Snoop is my favorite.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Judical.
Judical. And I want you guys to keep this in mind for the smack talking that's about to come out. Okay. All right. This is who's judging us. Okay. This is who's judging us. All right. Hang on a second. Let me close this. All right. Here we go.
You could never figure that one out.
Yeah, he probably was like, this person like has a lot of information.
Right? Like, how would I get all that? But yeah, I will email this. I'll get it started.
Callie, Lisa, I dubbed the correct pronunciation because I'm petty. Yep, petty like that. Sure am. Because I've been sitting at this point, I've been listening to these calls for the better part of, I don't know what the timestamp is at this point. 2 hours. Okay. 2 hours of this. This has been the entire substance of their conversation, this stupid money. Okay. And I'd had enough. And the only way for me to keep myself entertained was to come up with clever gifts. And then when she said judical, then I'd had enough.
And they were trying so hard too, like that's their best effort.
Yes. Wait till you got to go back and listen to the calls on Allie's channel where she says aloe. Allie, how did she say aloe?
Oh my God. Aloe Farah. She was reading and she said she was reading the different lotions they had. And she said, oh, they have aloe Farah?
Oh, bless her heart. Oh.
Judical.
Now, oh my God, that's what her and Tisha have in common, the illiteracy.
Yeah. No wonder they bonded. No, according to them, that would be the illiteracy, actually, Alex.
Even though Letitia was over there being a whole jailhouse lawyer.
Yeah, right.
For the Kansas Women's Correctional Facility, getting them in a class action lawsuit that they all lost.
Isn't that terrifying? If Letitia Stauch's your best hope, that's terrifying.
Horse Lover Fat, PHAT, not fat, says, hey, don't mock accents or wait, where did it go? Don't mock accents or understanding, not cool. Listen. We are not, number one, from like one of the most hit country people with an accent that oftentimes gets made fun of. We ain't mocking her accent. We're mocking the fact that she's dumb and she can't read or spell. And she talks trash about us with some woman who hurt a child. So I don't really care. It's not about mocking her accent.
Well, it's not an accent, though. Like, that has nothing to do with an accent versus you're just incapable of pronunciating it correctly.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, look, give us a chance, Horse Lover Fat. She's talked mad cash shit about us, okay? And I don't feel bad at all for making fun of the fact that she said judical. See, I can't even say it wrong. I don't feel bad. Would I do this to anybody else? No. Would I do this to somebody who actually was struggling with reading or had a learning disability? Absolutely not. But wait, give us a chance, okay? She's got every bit of this read coming.
Yeah.
Let's continue.
She sits there and sends hundreds of dollars to a woman who murdered a child. I'm sorry. I don't feel sorry for her at all. She sat back and listened to the calls. She knows that they're going to be put out there. She talks quite a lot about that. If I said that, people would laugh at me. Even my own friends would laugh. So no, I'm not gonna. Yeah, so I don't feel bad about it.
Absolutely. Sorry, and just wait, because by the end of this, you're gonna be like, oh, I get it, because it ain't just about the stuff that she said about us either. She talked. Just wait. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Could I tomorrow? I want to read it over and make sure that it sounds good. Yeah. It's easier when I copy and paste it from you. And then I just fix whatever I have to fix on it.
Yeah, I did that. Like I said, I thought about how you said that thing says something about email accounts, and I was like, I don't know if I should put that on there.
Yeah.
Because that thing you read to me said it didn't apply to email accounts, to these email accounts.
Right. I mean, I hope that they don't get our message. I hope they don't get anything really, but it's like I don't know. It's I have to be on it, and you don't have to be on it, and yet we all have to be on it. You know what I mean? Like, I never once have ever been on YouTube. I don't even do anything. You know?
Here we go.
Yeah.
Let me slow it down.
But it's all right. I mean, if it happens, it happens. I mean, it's not going to stop me from like being in your life and stuff like that. So whatever. I don't care. I mean, there's nothing I can control. So these people are crazy. That's why I watch too, just to see what they have and what they're doing. Really, I don't care. Like, you know, whatever.
Yeah, that was a step ahead.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Because you know, as soon as they get something, they put it online, so you know, they get wild.
Well, I did Google myself and stuff, and you can't find me like that. So.
Oh.
We don't want to find you. What is your deal, lady? We don't want to find you. We don't actually care who you are. I don't give a rat's fat kneecap who you are. That's not the purpose of these calls.
Did she Google Letecia by any chance?
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell if she actually listened or you know, horse lover, you don't have to go. It's fine. You have your opinion. You don't like that we said what we said. I'm just telling, and I understand that. You're entitled to your opinion. And maybe today I'm not being classy. Usually I do take the high road. And I took the high road in listening to this woman say some ridiculous shit, defend a child murderer, call me names, call my friends names, act like we're the problem. And I have still made sure, Allie has still made sure that we listen to every single second of these calls so that her name doesn't get out there. Yep. That's as much of the high road as I'm willing to take today. Now, maybe tomorrow I'll be better, but today I'm not. But you're more than welcome to stay. I ain't mad at you.
But dude, Judgical Branch, that's freaking funny. I don't care who you are. This is not like we're mocking her for like something very serious or whatever. That's funny. It's funny. Who cares? If I said it wrong like that, I hope and pray y'all laugh at me because that would be hilarious. Who cares?
Know how many times in one live stream my chat tries to get me to say a word I cannot pronounce? Like, I just cannot pronounce it. They go as far as setting super chats and tricking me into like, it is what it is. Like, and I don't think you should have to apologize for that, honestly. Like, it's just silly, number one, but it's not
just
that
being
serious.
Silly. It's not that deep, really. Come on, let's all be nice to each other now. And remember, we don't like New Amy and we don't like Letecia. This ain't about us.
Yeah.
Let's all reset. Let's have a moment. All right. Let's just have this moment real quick. Hold on.
No, you shut up. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, criminal.
Okay. You guys feel better? Mm-hmm. Little Cartman. All right. Let's everybody in the chat good? All right, good. Nobody cares. We're not trying to find you, weirdo.
I got ahead of the game with that too.
Oh, you're so clever.
When you look at my Facebook, it really shows nothing. So I had somebody check that. I was like, will you look me up and see what, you know, because this girl Stephanie, she works at one of the stops and stuff, because she was going to add me, and I go, oh, you know what? Let me look and see how my Facebook shows, and it showed like nothing, just my picture and like I think maybe a post. That's it.
But your inbox would be blowing up though.
Nobody's going to inbox her. Stop it, Letecia.
Would be blowing up though.
Nobody wants near her inbox, or nobody wants near either one of y'all's boxes. Okay, calm down.
Oh my God.
Yes.
She thinks she is so popular. Like remember back to her being locked up in jail, and she was like, the paparazzi were here. Like, you literally are living in this delusion.
Yes, the paparazzi. Lord Jesus, fix it. All right, here we go.
No. It's like, can I just be in your life without all that crazy people?
Oh.
Oh, I learned what always sending their messages.
Huh?
I learned a word that makes our messages go pending.
What?
Remember.
Yeah, remember always makes them go pending. If you don't put a dot in, you don't put R-E and then put a dot, it pinned.
I learned that. She told me that. I was like, oh, I'm learning which words it is now.
Yep, everything does it sometimes. Remember. Yeah.
I'm like, all that silly stuff. That's funny.
I don't know what it is about remember, but yeah, that's crazy. It does that. When they finally told me that, and I was like, no wonder. Okay.
Yeah.
This makes sense.
I wish you told me that.
Yep.
You probably weren't thinking about it then.
We probably not. We're probably too busy thinking about how crazy them people are there.
That's basically true. It was crazy.
Yep.
I am going to email that. I hope. Yeah, what?
I wish there was something on this tablet that gave us our account information, so it told you like how much you owed, stuff like that. That's one thing Kansas told you though. So there's everything on the account info. You could click it and do anything. Order your canteen, check your account, order your package. You could go on there and email people and get a response back
right away.
Yeah. You could email the staff members. They write you back. Here, boy. It's old school. You got to write paper. You got to hopefully write me back. Like, I wrote laundry like 2 weeks ago. That's still out of a pair of shoes.
I know. I explained that to him. Like, it takes forever for her to respond to me back. Well, did you send me that message this morning?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it shows me the time. I was like, oh, it shows me the time. I got it the same day.
Yeah, that's because if I do that, I get up and I put it in early before they get here. That way I know when they get here, they'll send it, and then that's the one chance you get, and then they don't do it again.
Okay. I know I opened it and I was like, aw.
So see, guys, this is why I don't think that, I know there are people in the chat that, if we talked about this before, that they think that new Amy did time with Tisha. She has no idea how any of this works. She has not been in the clink at all.
No, she's most likely someone who just, once again, followed, maybe, I don't want to say her case, because anyone who followed her case should be well aware of what she's done and not want a relationship. But I think she's clearly probably reached out just like former Amy did, and then started corresponding, and then here we are.
Yeah. See, the thing is, she talks a lot about, and from the calls we've listened to already, she does write other prisoners or talks to other prisoners, but mainly they were in Kansas with Letecia. Like, Letecia knows them as well. So it's kind of hard to tell, but I just don't understand why or when she reached out to her. It was definitely after she got convicted and sent to prison. Sent to Kansas. She's not from Colorado. She's definitely from,
she talks to a lot of the women in the prison in Kansas. Like, it seems like, I don't know if that happened after she met Tisha or what, but she still talks to them some now too. So
yeah, but Letecia keeps a very tight rein on that. In fact, in one of the earliest calls, she's asking Letecia if she can send one of the people she was in prison with, Letecia was in prison with in Kansas, money, and Letecia tells her no. And she's like, okay.
Yep, which really weird. Again, it feels like this. It doesn't feel like it's a relationship necessarily, but like it's a one-way relationship, and then maybe a user on the other side, like Letecia does, taking advantage. But I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm sure
it's a little unnerving. And Callie Lisa, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the ward. We're glad to have you. All right, here we go. We're almost there, you guys. Be patient.
Okay.
Yep, they do it early. They try to do it before like 10 o'clock or something, and then after that, you're done.
and then you gotta wait forever.
Mm-hmm.
Kept saying, did she respond yet? I'm like, no, I told you, you gotta wait. It's not like it is there for sure.
No.
You gotta wait and wait and wait and wait forever.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, like, everything else about my tablet here is way better, you know, the games, the freaking music, everything. But yeah, that's the one area he doesn't do is like really like emails and approval.
So, Muffin, we're not sure exactly. Okay, I can tell you what my theory about why she got sent to Kansas back from Kansas is. I think because when she started recruiting those other women in her unit to be part of this class action lawsuit against the Kansas Women's Correctional, and they lost. I think they were afraid that there was gonna be some consequences and repercussions, and they didn't want to deal with it. And they said, "Get thee behind me, Satan," and shipped her right on back to Colorado. That's what I think.
And she also has an appeal in the process that's under seal. We can't see it. So I don't know if it's something with that. But I mean, we definitely saw, if you watch any of the lawsuit updates, and there's a playlist on my channel, but we saw, you know, she was asking to go back.
Yeah.
So like Jen said, we don't know for sure, but I believe you're right. It's probably something to do with these lawsuits and yeah, who knows, and all of that stuff. So I don't know.
All right. Now she's about to get into it. So let me rewind it about 5 seconds so you can hear this bullshit. Oh, hold on.
Okay.
She had voted, and she's like, I'm already done the place.
Which I understand there, but why does the public have to know everything?
I don't know, because they know you.
I know, it just makes no sense to me. What was I going to say?
Darla and all them, they all know you. Ain't got nothing else to do.
But be nosy.
My one friend, she was like, she's from back home. She had voted, and she was like, I've already done the tablet that's been released. She was like, girl, she was like, these crazy people. She said, I sometimes wonder. She said, I was like, you guys hate her so bad, but I swear to God, you act like you're in love with her.
I know.
Like, there's a difference between, and it's because I hear the same thing all the time, like with Wade and stuff. For people who maybe aren't from true crime, I could understand, not really understanding the fascination, but Letecia particularly is very fascinating to me on multiple levels for multiple different reasons. But to use that as synonymous with in love, I don't know what kind of love you're in, you know, but that's not how I love, you know. But like, don't flatter yourselves over here. Like, you are studied and analyzed for the worst freaking reason you could ever be looked into, right? You've done the most atrocious, horrific thing possible. You're not someone that we're in love with.
Right. This is what I don't understand. So you've been to our channels. Clearly, you talk about them, and clearly it's all true crime. So clearly we're into true crime, right? Multiple cases have been covered on all 3 of our channels, not just Letecia. So calm your tits there. And you can't, but yet you're writing and talking and paying to speak to someone who has been convicted. And let me just remind you, new Amy, it isn't just that she was convicted, okay, of killing Gannon. All right. She pled not guilty by reason of insanity.
Sure.
All right. That is an affirmative defense. That is her admitting that she did it. Yes, I can see you. I'm the prize, XY. I can see you. So you're confused about how people who cover true crime came to cover this case, but it's totally within the norm of within the realm of normality or normalness, or however the hell you say it. See, I mess up words too. It's just funny. Okay. To reach out and talk to somebody who's killed a child.
Right.
That sounds logical and reasonable in your brain. And we over here in the, that are covering this crime, we are the problem. We are obsessed.
We're in love.
clearly, because it's like, this is the like level of emotional stuntedness, as if there's only two emotions, love or hate.
Because we're the ones looking up the judicial system and professing our love and sending her money, right? That's
Right.
what we're doing.
Right. Exactly. Allie, you got something to add? I know you do.
No, because I didn't. No, I don't, because I didn't hear some of that. Somebody next door fell. Like I heard somebody fall, and I had to run over. But they're okay. It was just one of my family. Yeah, it was they're fine, but it just scared me. So I missed everything y'all just said.
New Amy's just saying we're basically in love with Letecia.
Well, New Amy did not say that. She's just agreeing. Apparently, Letecia has another friend who reached out to her to say, I think these people, they hate you so much, but they're obsessed with you. It's like they're in love. And New Amy's just over here like, yeah, that's right. They're in love with you. Girl, bye.
Yeah, I actually did hear the beginning of when Melissa started talking and you said something about wait, didn't that happen? So I missed the rest. But yeah, it's not that you're special, Letecia. Letecia's not special, New Amy. When this happens a lot of times with people who are capable, what she did is so egregious and evil. The fact that a person is capable of that alone makes you wonder what is going on in their head, in their mind. And then when you start to pay attention with her, I mean, then you got even more questions. Right. So it's not that she's special.
But and that's the thing, right? To piggyback off of what you said, it's because we are observing, because how is someone capable, just like you said, of doing something like that, that a normal person is, and I don't want to say fascinated, in a disrespectful way, but truly intrigued to understand what went wrong. Were you born like this? Was this an environmental factor? Was this a perfect sort? Like trying to get a basic human understanding of a very inhumane action and behavior that she's done.
Right. That's it. That's all. Because ultimately, the goal would be to notice, pay attention to, and learn the warning signs, the red flags, so that this never happens to another child again.
Correct.
Don't get it twisted.
Okay? Crazy.
Only one I'm in love with is Grusing.
All right, here we go.
Exactly.
That's what she was saying. She was like, they just constantly, you would think that they like, she's like, if you hate someone so bad, she's like, they don't, though. She said, they really don't. They think they do. And I'm like, I know.
Exactly. It's like, you guys are so obsessed. It's like this one Melissa, whatever.
Here you go, Melissa.
All over again. It's like you already did all that.
Oh, she
and now
watches.
She's redoing everything what she did all over again. Like, really?
Yeah.
Why?
I'll tell you
no.
Oh, you tell him. Why, Melissa? I can't wait for you to respond to that.
One, the basic obvious thing is there is so much and see, like, before when they're like, you're not special, I do think Letecia is special, just not in the way that she wants to be special. I think her case is extremely unique. Psychologically speaking, I think she's extremely unique, and it is fascinating. But you could go over, and when I say the same thing, there's an abundant amount of information, but every single time you take away something you did not catch before. And it's truly interesting, the same way people still talk about Bundy, still talk about Dahmer, right? Because you try to understand, and to a crime of this level, there's just so many components to it. But also, there's new people. When new people come in, again, especially with Letecia, it's so fascinating and interesting to me that you want to share it and you want to discuss it, because you're hoping that there's something, maybe a new set of eyes will be able to pick up that you weren't able to, and get an understanding of how this happened, why this happened, like just everything that played out. And so it's simple to me, but it's interesting that this Amy person has followed long enough to even know that I was redoing it.
My answer is on the screen.
Because we fucking can.
And if we can, we do.
Dude, Jen told me a little of what she said, but the way she said that, like, that really caught me off guard, because it's like you said, like she's been watching. You're doing it all over again when you've already done it. Wait,
Yeah.
have you watched all of her coverage?
She's
Like,
probably, she may have been the leak. Do you remember the leak?
yes, I remember.
Probably is her.
I think so, because in one of the calls they talked about it's like one of the first calls, and she's like, I'm just so worried. You're back in Colorado. What if they get these calls? What if I just hope they don't get the ones in Kansas? And then like she would bring up, remember what I told you in Kansas about us? So it made it, they were talking about it. She really could have been the whatever you want to call it.
She admits it. She is the one who has been watching us. She's going to talk about it in a minute. She's going to tell, she's about to tell it all.
Okay.
You're giving me Andy, what's his name, vibes from like Sit Down, like the Real Housewives. Like she's about to tell all. Give it to us, Andy.
That's right. She's about to tell it all. She's about to mention it all. And to answer your question, New Amy, the reason why, because we fucking can. And if we can, we do. There you go. That's why.
It's crazy. I wish that you could see it. No, she just has to get the view. It's the views and the money. That's why they do all this stuff. It's the money, and the views.
Let me explain something to you, New Amy. But first, let me highlight this really quick because this will really make you mad. Thank you, Crocheting Bammy, who says, you girls are awesome. Thank you, babe. I don't do it for the money. I never, it's our channels. I don't know if you know how YouTube works. Okay, New Amy, but I'm going to explain it to you. Nobody starts out making money on YouTube. Nobody. You have to work and work and work and work and work in order to build an audience, in order to build content and get watch hours and all the things. Okay. This ain't like you just all of a sudden, you have a channel, you put up some content, boom, you're making money. No, the three of us, and I can speak very confidently in this because I've watched the three of our channels grow, have worked our asses off to have what we have. Okay. To have a good community, to have the ability to come on here to chat with our friends about true crime cases. It has nothing to do with money. Let me tell you why we do what we do, especially as it pertains to this case. Because that greaseball you call Bud, that you call friend, took the life of an 11-year-old kid, her stepson, somebody that she promised to protect, somebody he trusted her. He trusted her. And she murdered him brutally, not once, not twice, but each one of the things that she did to him could have resulted in his death. So 3 times over, she took that baby's life. And we will never, ever forget. And every time she pulls a stunt, every time she pulls some type of shenanigan where she makes herself out to be the victim, we will be here to say, no, that's not true. That's why we do it.
And lady, does she realize how much money we've spent out of our own pockets? Like, I don't think you realize thousands of dollars on calls, video visits, files, because maybe we're just truly interested in it. I think there's some other topics you could talk about on YouTube. I know for a fact that any of us on this panel could go into the drama community and drag any creator, but specifically certain creators, and you can make a lot more money. That's not what it's about here.
And for over a year, and you know that, Allie, like I had my monetization turned off for all Letecia coverage. So I had zero to do with views or any AdSense being earned for views. But I also know between the three of us, we have raised thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars in Gannon's memory and donated it through our channel.
Sure have. Thank you, Kelly. Add this to your giant piles of cash. As soon as I get off of here, I'm going to add it to my giant piles of cash and I'm going to roll in it. Thank you, Nene, very much. I appreciate that very, very much. Yacht Money Fund. When I get my yacht, I'm going to take Melissa, Allie on my big, huge yacht.
Well,
all
Yay.
you
that's
guys.
her you cut. She is going to probably.
So you know what, new Amy? Now go run tell that.
Yes. You know,
And
you're
tell
probably
it
going to get
correctly.
calls next where it is talking about this live.
Oh, it will be. It will be. We
Mhm.
will. We will. We will. But we do it because we care about the victims. And the fact of the matter is, also, I forgot to say, hold on a second, that was rude. Thank you, Sunshine Mafia. I appreciate that. Gannon Strong. We try to separate the calls really from the crime because a lot of it happened when these calls were, when we first started getting the jail calls, it was when she was awaiting trial. Okay. But what got us to want to get the calls is how many times her jail calls were referenced in her trial. So you would know that if you actually paid attention. Instead, what you rather do is be a bootleg Hogwarts owl and run over to Letitia. They're talking about you. They got your body cams. Girl, bye.
Yeah, and also I'm not discounting when I just want to say, speaking of the money we've spent, Jen and I spent on the calls and stuff out of pocket. Also, you guys
Yes.
have
Thank
a
you,
lot of
Allie.
money too.
Allie
Yeah.
has. Allie has. Also,
No, I'm talking about the chat. You know what I mean?
yes,
Like this.
yes,
Yeah.
Allie is right. Sorry, Allie is right. The chat donated and spent money for these calls, and that's how we built this community. That's how we made these friends. It's not just off of Letitia, okay? It started out with other cases that we covered, and people followed us, and me and Allie covered, and Melissa covered Letitia's trial, which you clearly didn't pay a lick of attention to because you're asking some really ridiculous ass questions that if you actually paid attention, you'd know the answer to. And I am speaking directly because you're about to say something here and one in the next call or something about they act like they're talking to you. No, we know we're not. We know Letitia can't hear. But we do know that you bootleg Hogwarts owl, are running and telling her. So actually, we're speaking to you.
Right.
And nobody's mad that you're telling Letitia. You think I give a rat's fat kneecap what her ass thinks of me? You think that I'm pressed or stressed because a child murder doesn't want to be my friend? Oh, boo-hoo. I'm
Right.
so jealous. Letitia has a toilet paper allotment. Okay? She can only have so much toilet paper.
Fenty.
She sleeps in a cell on a bed that is 6 inches from her toilet. Her toilet and her sink are a combo. Nobody is jealous at all.
It's so true. Nobody ever thinks about that part of it, though. You know what I mean?
Let's try to keep this in perspective, new Amy.
Well, here's the thing though, if we act like we're talking right to her, maybe it's because she has literally responded and sent us messages and different things, responding exactly to our lives. Before that, we didn't. But then we
Well,
knew she was
and
listening.
when you're like reviewing a call or something, it only makes sense. Like, what are you going to be doing? Well, I would respond to Letitia XY. No, you just respond as if you're responding directly back to what you're hearing, the same way we are right now. Like, it would be weird if you did it any way different.
Right.
True. Yeah.
Like, bruh, do you even YouTube? God.
It's that TP allotment that got me, man. Oh, so true.
She does. She does have a TP allotment.
It's a struggle I never thought about, honestly.
And the views. They do this stuff for money, you know, and the views. Get out of here.
Honestly, the one thing I could thank
But
them about, though,
but
is providing us the absolute best community. That is what, like, this community, and it really came from Tisha. I feel like all three of our channels, that foundation of the best community. I've said it from day one, like that a creator could ever want. Ever.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Agree.
Absolutely. Thank you for being a member for 16 months, Leslie. Not the toilet paper allotment. Yes, the toilet paper allotment. Yeah. Yeah. All right, here we go.
I did not know all the, like, how crazy this is until you. It's insane. I was like, wow,
Do
these
they
people
stalk
really are.
anybody else?
Yeah, they do. They were doing Wade Wilson's calls, and they did.
Wade
They
Wilson's.
were doing.
Who's Wade Wilson?
He ran over a couple of girls. He killed a couple of girls, ran them over. One he ran over a few times, and the other one, I can't remember. He killed. I don't know. I didn't really follow any of that really. I just heard from different things.
Yeah, just heard from different things.
In Colorado or another state?
It's in Florida. Florida, they let everything out.
Yes, Florida does have some of the easiest requests. As soon as the defense gets it, you can have it too. The general public. That's correct. You are right about that, New Amy. Good for you. It's the way that she talks about Wade Wilson and his crimes so casually. I don't understand it.
Well, and instead of realizing, yes, you are on that level. Like, yes, we speak about many other cases. You weren't the first, you won't be the last.
Right.
But you are on the level of, yes, the man who is sentenced to death for taking the lives of Christine and Diane in a horrific way that Amy doesn't even seem like she cares at all to make sure she relays it correctly. But you would think that would click. You're on that level. That is you, honestly.
Right.
I can't compare them, but like you're the worst of the worst. It's as simple as that. And for saying, oh, they let everything out, yet you still don't know the basic information of it. It's, just whatever.
Right. And I'll tell you, the only thing that I get irritated with about New Amy is I would appreciate, New Amy, if you would quote the things that I say accurately. My witty repartee is deserving of accuracy. So if you cannot repeat what I say accurately, then don't repeat it at all. Okay. It's not that hard. I don't even use, you need to stop. It's ridiculous. We're not trying to find you. And the next call where you talk about us, the only words that I want to hear out of your mouth are thank you for keeping my identity private. We don't have to.
No. Most creators wouldn't, honestly.
No, they wouldn't. They would put her on complete and total blast. But to us, it's not who she is not important. It's the conversations that we're interested in. What are they talking about? Has Letecia learned anything? Is she showing any type of remorse? Is she being punished at all? And the answer to that is no and no.
Nope.
She has no remorse at all. At all. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah, so they do that. And then Lori Vallow. You know where Lori Vallow is?
That? The lady from Hawaii?
Arizona. I don't follow her thing either. Arizona and somewhere else that they do. And
criminals. You can say it, New Amy.
They were doing what's his name?
We follow criminal cases. This is a true crime channel. Melissa J, true crime channel. Allie, true crime channel. We follow criminals like your pal Letecia. Letecia is a criminal.
Mm-hmm. Worst of the worst.
Worst of the worst.
There's a few of them. But yours is like, there's a couple of them that are obsessed, with talking about it.
Who?
Can't they go find something else to do? Like, geez.
No. That's my thought. I stopped watching it, but then I was like, you know what? Now that she, I want to keep posted and be ahead of the game.
Ahead of what game?
What game?
It gets really boring to me.
What game?
No,
This
not really.
bootleg, lame-ass game of telephone you're playing with Letecia where you're trying to make... Do you get some satisfaction out of trying to pretend like all we talk about is Letecia? And you're laughing about it where she's clearly... Letecia, I don't give a rat's fat kneecap what is coming out of your mouth. I can hear your tone. You're pressed and stressed, ma'am. It's all right. You don't like it. And you're laughing at it, New Amy. Congratulations. That's your friend. I mean, what the frack? What the frack? You know? Hey, Andrea, thank you for being a member. I appreciate that. Welcome to the ward. Thank you.
Hey, Andrea.
So, like, what's your point? What game are you playing here? I'm not playing any games. I'm reviewing. And when you say ridiculous shit, I comment on the ridiculous shit that comes out of your mouth. That's it. That's all. No more, no less. That's it. It's really boring to me. Really? Okay.
And all that, like true crime and all that, I'm really not.
I'm like, what could they possibly be talking about right now? What is there to talk about?
You.
They go back in your records and talk how crazy you are back then, and they just
Back then?
about how you're a liar and this and that.
Wait a minute.
and
Wait a minute.
just
Wait a minute.
that.
Wait. Back the milk truck up. How crazy you were back then, as if this. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Leticia. Didn't you spend the entire time you were in El Paso County awaiting trial in the county jail, convincing everybody that you saw the Volturi, that you decided that you were not going to go to Hogwarts, you flunked out of Wizards and Witchcraft School, and then you
did with her menstrual blood?
Yes. The ninjas, that you had dissociative identity disorder and all of those things. So used to be crazy back then. What are you talking about? Did she get cured of her dissociative identity disorder?
Yeah, apparently. Oh, and Melissa, in one of the first calls, she also mocked somebody for talking about zombies, and she's like talking like, "Oh my God, they're just ridiculous, so crazy."
Really?
Yeah.
The one who says she could summon the vampires by the button in her room? That's okay.
Yes.
Correct.
Or how about the fact that they took her liver in the middle of the night and performed surgery on her?
Yes.
Correct.
Forgot about that.
Got it.
And
Got it.
And this isn't like she was just talking to anybody, right? Like, yeah, she told New Amy, but the person that she told some of the craziest stuff to was her own daughter.
Oh.
Yep.
She told her, she strung her own daughter along for a month, thinking that she was going to get all of this money, and that Harley wouldn't have to work so hard. Harley wouldn't have to balance going to school full time and having 2 full-time jobs, because, you know, Leticia was going to send her this money, and she strung her along and she strung her along. She was cruelest in those calls to her own kid. Amy, New Amy, are you paying attention? Do I have your attention now? Hello, McFly. It's ridiculous. I can't. She's being poisoned from the ceiling vent. Meanwhile, she shows up to court looking like Samara from the fucking Ring. Are you kidding me? Let's keep hearing this stupidity. Just a whole bunch of crap.
We're talking about records from a long time ago.
From a long time ago. Yeah.
They still talk about it. And then any like little movement you do, and now they want to like get on your jail calls. Now they want to know who's telling. They're really upset about who's telling you all this stuff.
No. Upset. Who's upset?
Thoroughly amused.
I think it's hilarious. I think that it's hilarious that you have decided that you are going to pay to speak to this thing, this demon. You're paying money to speak to her. You realize that, right? I mean, you understand that. You're paying to talk to a demon, right? And run around and do her work. You're her secretary. You take notes. You pass messages. I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious that you want to be a chump. Good for you. Congratulations.
Yeah, and I didn't even know that there was anyone telling her this stuff till today. No. I only just found out.
Right. And here's the thing. We don't care that you're I don't care what you tell her, but I would like for you, if you're going to tell her some shit I said, quote me accurately. It's all on my YouTube channel. It's public. I haven't hidden any of it, haven't edited any of it. If you need to reference it so that you can write it down or record it or whatever the hell you need to do,
for her.
Play it. Let her hear it. I don't care. Sheesh. Good Lord. All right, here we go.
And I don't really want to say all of it because I feel bad.
Why do you feel bad?
I don't know, because I care about you, and I don't know. I know you don't care, but
Well, I don't care why it's bothering you.
I do.
I don't care.
I don't know. They go through all your Dell records. Huh?
But what I'm saying is they don't have any new records yet, so like I guess I'm not comprehending.
They just got your before all this happened, they got when you put in that break in at the house, they got those police tapes from like way before.
Years ago.
I know, this is like in March of 2019 or something. They got that tape of you and Elle in the garage at that break-in and stuff, and you were talking to the cop.
What is that? I don't understand. What does that have to do with anything?
Nothing. That's my point.
This
is my point.
It's like
I'm telling you how much they're stalkers. Like,
it's like I don't understand. Who cares? What does that mean? What does it matter if they have something about a break-in? What does it gain out of that? Nothing.
Nothing. They just want to make it look, you know.
Thank you for using Securus. Goodbye.
Oh, man.
Hello.
I had to come back to hear about this because this is
See?
What?
Yeah. See, I had to come back and hear about this.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I thought you didn't care.
She doesn't care. She doesn't care. We're just obsessed stalkers.
Right. Stalkers. Yeah. Okay.
This is like certified crazy.
I'll be right back. I got to get a drink.
This is how
Certified.
crazy they are. That's why I'm like, oh, God, they're going to try really hard to get, you know, all this info. Yeah, they just recently got that, like the body cam of it. And you have a hat on in the garage.
They act like they really got anything, though. So it's just like, what did you get? It means nothing. It doesn't move the needle or nothing. So it's like, that's how you know it's an obsession because they're not getting nothing. They're just doing it to be doing it because they don't have anything else to do and they're just.
Exactly. That's my whole point.
Right.
How crazy they are. They're obsessed. I'm like, how would you even think of that? Like all this stuff. I didn't even know how you even get any of these calls or any records. Like that even never crossed my mind to do that.
No, just
like,
call the murderer.
Crazy. I mean, they even
That
got
crossed your
like a video of when you were being transported and all that stuff, and how you tripped over your thing, all that stuff. So she always puts on this.
The stop, drop, and roll.
Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. I wish she'd play it for her. Good. She should know.
Do you have it on your computer that you can share screen?
Let me see. I don't know how to get it from. Let me see. Oh.
Yes. Yes, let's try to get it.
Because if it's in my StreamYard, is there any way to get it out of StreamYard?
No. I don't think.
I got an idea.
Okay. I got Allie up here, babe. I got her. I had to go and get a drink. I'm sorry. I drank all my water and I'm parched.
I think I might. Wait, okay. Okay.
We're all waiting in anticipation. Normally I would be talking while you do this, but I haven't seen it in such a long time. Allie, we cannot hear you, babe, if you're talking. Poor Allie.
Okay. Tell me, I'm going to share my screen and you tell me if this works.
All right.
Okay. Ready?
Yes.
For the interviews, because I don't have any fancy clothes.
You go to my closet, you take whatever you need. You too, Brennan. You guys got to look sharp. It's the most important day of our lives, okay?
Okay, Dad.
What's your name? What's your age? Where you from? What's your sign? Who you love? What's your style? What you do? What you drive? Stop, drop, and roll. Do that. Do it like a pro. Do that. Stop, drop, and roll. Do that. Do it like a pro. Do that. Hit top, rollie, boy, we know you phony. Take her to the mall and buy her what she want it. Already smashed, so I'ma let the homie. RP my cash and RP a Kobe. If you're born in September, then you know you're my type. If I see you on Tinder, then I gotta swipe right. If you're born in October, then you're just like me. Here's a resume, can you fill this out, please? What's your name? What's your age? Where you from? What's your sign? Who you love? What's your style? What you do? What you drive? Stop, drop, and roll. Do that. Do it like a pro. Do that. Stop, drop, and roll. Do that. Do it like a pro. Do that.
People are like really nice. Like everybody knows.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Now
Oh my God.
you.
Dude, I was about to give up and just not come back. I was getting so fucking mad because I was literally talking for a long time at the end that y'all didn't hear me. And I was like, hello, can you hear me? It kept interrupting me, talking over me. Like, finally, I was like, fuck this. I'm done. I ain't doing this shit because it was not, then it would not load, wouldn't show me up here. You would say, I can't hear you. But on my end, it shows me backstage. It was a whole fucking, whew.
I'm sorry, babe. I would never do that to you.
I know, but I was just so frustrated. I was mad. I was about to walk away, mad at my phone, not at you guys. But let me just say real quick, because no. Those body cam videos were got for a reason. I'm sorry that you aren't smart enough to put two and two together, but you don't get to say, oh, they just got these old body cams. It doesn't move the needle here or there. No, bitch. The body cams were mentioned multiple times in Al's testimony. That's how I knew about him. And I told Jen, hey, that nobody I don't think ever got these. I'm going to try to get them. I got the reports. And then we got the body cam. And that's because, okay, if you look at the whole thing from start to finish, a lot of people wonder, did she start planning what she did long before she actually did it? There is a reason, you idiot, and no one had gotten them or seen them yet. If you're researching something, and I know you don't know shit about research or studying or learning, but if you are, that's what you do. Okay, that's all. I need to get that off my chest.
Applause.
But dude,
Tell it, Allie. Louder.
that is frustrating because it's like, no, we didn't just get it because we're whatever. Oh, and Leticia, it doesn't change it. What? Like, what do you think we're trying to do? You're already locked up for life. You're not getting out.
Right.
So what do you mean? Nobody's trying to change anything.
Right. Except for you, Tisha. You're trying to appeal your case. You're trying to appeal your conviction based on a statute, although you call it a statue, whatever. That's neither here nor there. You're trying to have it thrown out as if some right of yours was violated, something procedurally went wrong in the trial. Okay, and so it's important since you're trying to appeal your conviction, to remember the things that happened that caused you to be convicted. So suck on that. FOS all day says, respectfully, if MJ is a good host, she will answer this question. What state is Harvard in?
You see, this is what they do. And now you're setting me up for failure with that one, FOS, because I just said it's okay to make fun, right? See, I told you they do a trick question.
I see it, yes.
See that shit?
Yes. Yes. This is a lawless place. What has happened?
I will do it for the sole reason that I'll prove that we're not mean. Like, listen, if you say it the way I'm about to say it, you deserve to be made fun of. Hence why I don't say it. Massachusetts. I can't say it.
My husband says it that way. I remember when we first had our son, and he said to me, you sleep in and I'll stay up. And he stayed up with the baby. And when I woke up the next morning at like 7 o'clock, he was like, babe, this is back before, like, this is in like 95. Okay. Not everybody had cable, all the things. So when regular TV went off, there was just infomercials. And he was so excited. He's like, I think I know where we should live. And I said, where, babe? And he was so excited. He said, Plymouthville, Massachusetts. And I was like, oh my God.
How sweet is that?
Yes.
FOS has been sending super chats for months trying to get me to answer that.
Oh, bless it.
Yeah.
And I can't find Tessa's where she sent one. I can't highlight it, but thank you both. And Tess wants the trumpet song.
It was a giraffe. It was the giraffe. Did you hear that? It was the giraffe. Something has been falling on ever since I did this move, and I have this desk. Something falls on me every live. I don't know why. But that was
a kukui. You need to clear the house.
No, it's the desk, and there's like shelves, and I shake my leg a lot, and I think every time I hit into it, something. If I get knocked out, just know it's either ukulele, giraffe, something. It's dangerous. It's bound in.
I need to have an opportunity to use that in a sentence in my everyday life. If I get knocked out, it's because of the ukulele. Like, I need to have that.
For real. Sometimes when it goes down, it'll do a little tune with it. It's dangerous.
You over there like Tiny Tim. Tiptoes through the tulips past the garden.
I swear it doesn't move though unless it's my live. I think it's because the laptop's like in a different corner, so I don't know what happens. It's dangerous though.
That's crazy. You there, Allie? You doing okay, babe?
Poor Allie.
It's raining ukuleles at MJ's house.
Oh no. Allie?
Allie, hello?
Is anybody out there?
Oh, neat. Thank you, babe. I appreciate that. Thank you for the super sticker. I want MJ to say she took her pillow to breakfast.
You guys are pushing it. I took my pillow to breakfast.
What's wrong with the way you say it?
Hello, bro. They have a fucking list that until you become a creator, you don't know. It's weird until your chat comes at you and gives you a list. The same way that I didn't realize I was pronouncing Music City Mom as Musicity Mom for years. And then I was like, hey guys, if there's ever a chance like I'm mispronouncing your name, please don't feel bad. Just like let me know. And then 90% of my chat came out and was like, well, you've actually been calling me this wrong name since the beginning of your channel's existence. And I was like, shit, like they really point things out to you. You never.
They do. That's true. I didn't know I said Wolfie wrong. Apparently I do. But I get it now because I say roof wrong. Oh, I can't even remember to say it wrong too.
A roof?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And Wolfie?
Yeah.
Am I
guess
wrong, Wolfie?
No, Wolfie didn't tell me. I guess I don't use the L, and it's like Woofy.
Woofy. Huh.
Woof. But
see, you gotta just laugh.
You gotta laugh. Look, do you know how many times I've been in the I've been in the chat and they're talking about directions or some type of geography, and I don't know where things are. You know, I mean, come on, nobody is perfect. Judical was funny in light of the context of the conversation. That's it. That's all.
That's it.
I say crazy stuff. I make fun of myself more than anybody.
Mm-hmm. You got to.
You have to. If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
Yeah, for real.
All right, here we go. Here we go. She's very upset about the body cam footage, Allie. How dare we?
She put
Yeah, I'm upset about it. Go ahead.
Exactly. There's a lot. She put on this song. She put this song. I can't remember. I'd have to play it again to remember how.
Hey,
it goes,
is that a
but there's, like,
copyrighted
this
song, MJ? Am I going to
This
have to
is-
take
or,
that out
it says,
later?
Stop, drop, and roll
it's a
isn't, but
video
cheers
of
is now that
over your
I just thought of
thing
it.
when-
Sorry, I
when
didn't
Oh,
you're
even
it's
going
all
to the
right. I'll
bathroom.
take it out. It's not a big deal.
But like,
Cheers
he keeps
is,
going forward
not
as
stop,
you're
drop,
going,
roll.
and then as
Okay.
you're falling, and it's like this beat. What's my name? Something. I think it says Letitia Stauch, and then it says.
It doesn't say Letitia
No,
Stauch, you
doesn't.
liar.
I have to write it down and sing it too.
I
Yeah,
think it's
please
funny.
do.
Like, to me, it doesn't bother me because I absolutely think it's funny. Because, like,
It is funny.
if you
Now
if you,
watch.
like,
Listen to this
do you
part.
not,
There's
like,
a lot, I can tell you.
is there not any new TV shows on right now that like these people can't get entertainment on, or they not like there's not any good movies out? Like,
All right, let me stop you right here, criminal. There's plenty of stuff. And this is the beauty about being free and not locked up in prison for murdering a child like you are. Okay. I can do many things at the same time. And I'm not on any type of schedule. Okay. I don't have a correctional officer coming over to me and telling me when it's time to eat, when it's time to go to bed. Guess what? I can do whatever the hell I want, whenever the hell I want to do it. And I enjoy my freedom. Okay. So I can watch all the new movies and all the new shows. And guess what? I can still make fun of you. How do you like them apples? Lord. All right, here we go.
I don't worry about them. Like, it's the first time I've asked you about any of it in a long time, just because it's scary to me. But like,
Right. I know.
I
was never worried about talking. I just wanted to talk to you. You know, I didn't care. I really wasn't even cared about any of this shit. But you know,
I just wanted to talk to you.
There's a lot.
Right? I just wanted to talk to you.
We're obsessed. We're in love.
Right.
Yeah.
We're the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Yikes on bikes, new Amy. Yikes.
I could tell you a lot of stuff. That's crazy.
They should really be evaluated. They should really be evaluated.
Oh, they said if we get these calls and we bring up them, one of them said, "Oh, you don't want this, Tisha." They think that you're listening to them.
Oh,
I think they're just mad because you know.
Literally what you're doing.
What? You don't want this, Tisha.
Let me tell you what I said. All right.
Of it in a long time.
Hold on.
Just because it's
That was me. And I said, because I was joking, you don't want this smoke. And I wasn't talking to Letitia. I was talking to you, new Amy. That's who I was talking about. Now go run tell that. See,
but
if you're going to be reporting, see, that's the difference between me and you, new Amy. When I report on Letitia, when Melissa reports on Letitia, when Allie reports on Letitia, we get the information correct.
Mm-hmm.
So you better come correct or don't come at all. How about that?
They need to be evaluated or something.
But I think you might have been talking to old Amy or somebody, because remember, this call was May 20th, and we had not heard them yet at this time.
No,
we
but
didn't know about new Amy yet.
We didn't know that it was a chick. We all kind of assumed that it was Aunt Brenda that was running and telling her, but we definitely have known for quite some time that somebody is going back and telling Letitia stuff, because, and that's what I said. was said something to whoever
like
is
we'll find out
reporting
who you
her.
are.
Yeah, and like it'll come out and you don't want the smoke. That's all I said. It was a joke.
It was a joke.
It was a joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard.
I've never heard that before.
You never heard that?
I say it a lot. You haven't even.
You're hitting it hard tonight, Benny.
I'm tired of it, man. She done pissed me off.
I've never heard that before. That was funny.
You're hitting it hard tonight.
Yeah, first with the toilet paper.
Yeah.
And guess what, new Amy? You're going to be, at some point, you will be where old Amy is. And we're going to get those calls too. And when you listen to them and you're over here in the chat, because we know that you listen, I'm not going to be a shoulder to cry on. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, wow, I can't believe she turned on you. I'm going to give you the business. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell you, what do you mean? She literally is about to tell you in like 10 minutes how she rolls. Okay. And you didn't pay attention, but I will listen to your story. You're just not going to get no empathy or sympathy from me. Just being honest.
But I will listen to your story.
I'll listen to it. Sure will. I'll even let you come up on the panel and mention it all.
Yep. When we're listening to her talking to her boyfriend that she's gonna have eventually, or her next friend, or who Jen said earlier, we're gonna be listening to you talking to her talking smack about you. You can be here with us listening too.
Correct. I won't block you from the chat. I won't do nothing. Let's go.
Yeah. Right. I know. I was never worried about talking. I just wanted to talk to you. I didn't care. I really wasn't even cared about any of this shit. But But yeah, there's a lot. I could tell you a lot of stuff. It's crazy.
They should really be evaluated. Like, they talk about me.
That will never stop being funny.
Oh, they said if we get these calls and we bring up them, one of them said, "Oh, you don't want this, Tisha." They think that you're listening to them.
No, I know you're listening to us.
So every video that they're playing or whatever, they mention you that you're listening to it because you know how we tell you.
There you go, because you know how we tell you.
Now, you dummy.
We're the dummy. Again, let me remind you about the situation here, new Amy. You are actually paying money to speak to a child killer. Just sit with that for a while. Sit with that. You're paying her. You're sending her money and you're running her errands for her. Are you freaking kidding me? We're not talking to Letitia. We're talking to you because you are running and telling Letitia what we say. Who's the dummy again? Still you.
And what are they supposed to mean by you don't want this? Like, what, do you think they're coming into prison to break in?
They think that, they basically have the upper hand of talking crap, basically. It's crazy.
The upper hand? Are you fucking 12 of talking crap?
Right.
Problems. Like they just go come up in here and be like, "What's up?" None of them is that brave. Anyway.
Never said Letitia didn't want these problems. I mean,
Never said any of that. Never, ever, ever said. It wasn't even about Letitia. It was about you, new Amy, whoever was reporting back to her. That we would let's get the calls and hear what you had to say and make fun of you, just like we are right now. How about that?
Well, and for Melissa, because you don't know, and she's also told her in some of the past calls that all of us, she didn't name who, but the crazies on the internet, she calls us the crazies, all had a plan to ruin Letitia's visiting, her visits with people.
Yes.
And we were going to schedule visits or do something to ruin her visits.
Yes.
Where did that come from?
Who knows, man? I don't know.
Accurately relay it, Amy.
Right. I will say this. There seems to be this dynamic that exists between new Amy and Letitia, where right off the bat, when Letecia got transferred to Colorado and she's still on the Getting Out app, and people found her and people wrote to her and we're talking to her. Right away, the first thing that New Amy said to Letecia is, you can't trust anybody. They're just messing with you. How dare they? Do you know what I mean? It seems like that's like New Amy wants Letecia to know, you can trust me. I'm the only one you can trust. So I can't vouch for any of these other people out in the world. But me, I'm loyal to the ends. She over here like, what's that doll? My buddy. A friend to the end,
Yeah.
Out here like Chucky. A friend to the end.
Debbie says that she saw on Harley's Rumble page that last summer Harley spent a week at Al's. She had just finished school, or she had completed something in nursing school, and said that Al gave her $1,000 for that. Now, she said she saw that on her Rumble page. So I don't know, that's interesting though, because I know in the video I saw of her, she said that she had talked to him. And like, I think I was hopeful they would be rebuilding some sort of relationship.
That
She
is
needs
nice.
somebody.
That
Yeah.
is nice. That is good. No, and don't worry, Tisha. None of us is going to roll up to prison. You're fine. No, we're not going to do that. And I don't even know what BS New Amy is feeding you, but that is not how that conversation went. You're locked up. You have a toilet paper allotment. Your sink and your toilet are 6 inches from your bed, and they're a combo. I have no desire to go to prison and visit you or try to start give me a break. This is ridiculous. This is, whatever. But Letecia is going to talk like she's real hard. Now, let me remind you about the lawsuit, Letecia, where you were in with similarly situated women who had committed similar crimes like murder to you. They're violent offenders, and you were very upset and wanted out of there. How come that is, Thug Life?
Yeah.
I know there's so much. Well, I haven't really been able to talk to you either. Like on the phone, really. But there's a lot.
I'm watching. I'm just listening.
They really do. They think that you're listening, and I'm sitting here watching it, laughing my ass off. I'm like, you're dumb. She's not watching it. We're telling her. She'll be like, Keisha, do you really think people will believe that? Your whole story about it and all that. Well, that was just dumb, or something, or
yeah.
You know what I mean?
That? Whose show is that?
It's under Benny and Alex and Melissa.
Benny. Let me just listen. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it once, and that's all I'm gonna say it. I would rather you call me Benny than call me child murderer. How about that?
She said Benny.
Benny. Mm-hmm.
Because
you call me Bendy. And also, speaking of, Allie and Melissa are the ones that gave me that nickname, Bendy. So you better put some respect on my name. Oh,
you never leave out the D. The D is
the most important part.
Benny.
Oh my God. It was on Benny and Alex and Melissa's.
Yeah.
Lady, we say Bendy clear as hell, and she constantly says, I'm flexible, I'm Bendy, or it's even in my Nightbot, the most flexible girl. Yeah, come on. You are not that. Dear God. The D is the most important part.
Amen to that.
She must really be listening, though, because she knows a lot.
Very much listening. You need me to yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, here we go.
Oh, that Melissa lady? Yeah.
Oh, Melissa.
She's like, she'll be like, how can anybody talk to a child killer? Oh, that stuff. I'm like, dude, shut up.
I mean, that's a valid question, is it not?
Melissa Jade, I know she's talking about,
Yeah. There's crazy.
Oh,
They did.
God.
Well, I did tell you that when they did your picture, and then they would like do different things with it.
The meme.
Find a facial transplant near me.
Today.
Yeah.
The what one?
I said, I'm surprised they haven't put the updated one I took today.
Oh, I wonder if it's up there yet, because it wasn't showing. Let me see.
Ooh.
I'm about to just wait.
I haven't checked
wait.
it. Because
I figured they would.
Up there.
So
they will. Guarantee you 100% they're going to.
So on purpose,
Thanks for the heads up.
You'll already know before they
Yeah,
do it.
for real.
On purpose, the lady was like, she said, hold on, she was like 1, 2, 3 or whatever. So I took my head, I like lifted it up, and I tried to make like a mean mug face. I did it on purpose because I said, I know they about to see this, so let me just.
No, you didn't.
Hold on a minute, Tisha. First of all, do you think you're winning because you mean mugged on purpose in your fucking prison photo? You sure showed me. Woo! I was confused for a minute, but I understand things very clearly now. Get the fuck out of here.
Full ass lie. She just happened to look like a thumb, like the rest of us. We take, just like how when Allie came on, right? We're like looking like a thumb when that front camera looks on. So she wants to get the narrative out now. Listen, I know I look like shit, but
I did it on purpose.
Okay.
Yes.
It was intentional.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God.
I took a horrible photograph because I'm going to show you bitches.
Yes, I'm mean mugging.
Congratulations.
Well, here's the thing. And I want you to listen real close, new Amy. If you think we're jealous, okay, Letecia is getting her prison picture, and today I was videoing dolphins. So, yeah, not jealous at all. Sorry, Letecia, you'll never see anything like that in your life again. Too fucking bad. Too sad.
Right. Nobody is jealous.
No, hell no.
Hell no. All right.
Oh, they will. That's funny. Your old picture's still there.
Yeah. Okay.
That probably
Maybe
updated tomorrow or something.
Yeah, I was like, it might update overnight, but.
That is so funny. You did it on purpose.
Look.
Yeah.
This screenshot is from Monday, July 7th, when I actually made these videos. This is still her picture.
Hasn't updated yet, Tisha.
Hasn't updated. Nope, sure hasn't. I see you got a hold of some fingernail clippers again and went after your eyebrows, girl. Missing a chunk here. Yikes. Yes, that's another thing. See, I'm super jealous. I'm allowed to have tweezers.
Hopefully you'll get to see. Yeah, I hope you get to see, but I literally took it like mean mug my face on purpose.
Sure, yeah.
I'm gonna laugh when I see it just because I know that. And they're gonna talk crap about it too. I know they are. I'm gonna tell you what they say.
Make sure that you tell her what we say accurately. Make sure you get all the jokes correct.
You can't, because it doesn't, like I said, I don't spend my days or nights worrying about them. When I say a prayer for those people, I say a prayer, and I do often, and I give it to God, and I say the prayer, and at the end of the prayer, I always still say that I pray they prosper. I pray that they have good health. I pray their kids are okay, their family's okay, and that's how I leave it, because there is no like ill will or hate at all in my heart for any of those people, because I don't have to pay for what they're doing. What they're doing is just as guilty as anything else anybody else is doing.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
What?
No. Wait. We're about to get some. Letecia about to do some preaching. This is the wrongest interpretation of things said in the Bible I've ever heard in a long time. But listen to how it goes. Just wait. Here we go.
And I was sitting here worried about so much, and you make me feel better.
Yeah, and listen, once you really pay attention to the special parts of the scripture where it talks about if you've committed one sin, you've committed them all. And if you did this, you did that. And if you are not loving your brother and your sister and showing them the same mercy that Jesus would show, then don't expect no mercy back. So it's just like those situations, you have to remember, people pick people to prey on and bully because they're unhappy with themselves, or they may be struggling with their relationship and their marriage, so they try to pick somebody else so they can pick on something they went through in their experience or something. But at the end of the day, their home is not happy. They struggle too, but they will never admit that to all these people online. Because you remember how the song says, who is that? Brad Paisley wrote it, the country song, so much cooler online.
Letitia? Yes. We all have, me, you, and Melissa, that we won't tell anybody about online because we're pretending to be, I don't even know who if this is me pretending to be somebody, I really would like to choose again who I could pretend to be. I would like to start all the way over, please. But we're pretending and we're unhappy. Yes.
Yeah, and she prays for us every night.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want you praying for me because
No,
I
thank
don't know
you.
what kind of I don't know what kind of bad juju is attached to that.
Hell no.
That's a no for me, dog.
Hell no. And you know what? Maybe Jesus did say that we should show mercy and be kind or whatever to our fellow man, right? He ain't said nothing about being nice to no demons. Letitia, you as a demon, I got to be nice to you. How about that?
She's not, it's in, like I said in the beginning, it's inhumane, and you're leaving out the part where you have to be remorseful. Do you not? Like, do you not have to admit to the act and show remorse and ask for forgiveness? That's the whole point of the confession, right? You can't just keep it bottled away and act like you didn't do it and then expect to be forgiven.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So this
honestly,
go ahead.
Sorry,
No, Allie, you're fine. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think every day in my life, I think about how blessed I am, even long before I lived here, truly. But I also am always constantly bracing for something bad to happen to somebody I love, or it's just like anxiety. But I definitely am not living an unhappy life. I literally am thankful every day for what I have.
Same. Every day that I wake up, I'm grateful.
And people like Letitia are what keeps us as parents up at night, honestly.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. So this is what I'd like to say for your sermon, Letitia. This is my response.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
That was perfect.
There you go. There you go. All right. I think we're almost through.
Yeah, that's why he made that song, because it's like you could be anybody you want to online. I mean, look, they could be big and bad online, like they want to make a threat or...
Nobody made no threat. Calm down.
They wouldn't walk around this unit like that.
I wouldn't walk around that unit. I'm not a child killer.
And that's the thing. It'd be the same way it's the same way on the streets, Oh. People act like that or whatever behind computers or closed door, but you run up on them quick and be like, "Excuse me, what was that you were talking about?" And they'd be like, and you'd be like, "What?" Trust me, I did it too many times with people.
You mean to children?
How many people who want to talk junk, and then when you
right,
get
exactly.
Face, they're like, "Oh."
You pick on kids, you piece of shit.
Children.
Yep. Get the fuck out of here, Letitia. Get the absolute fuck out of here. And you over here, new Amy, if you really want to be a friend to Letitia, make her come clean. Hold her accountable. That's what friends do.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. Ridiculous.
Oh, okay. So
yeah, they backed down and they wouldn't do it. You can't do anything over the internet. They don't,
What are we gonna do? Bust a capsack on you?
Right.
Monsters and all that, and good for.
What am I gonna do? What that I haven't already done already? Make some hilariously accurate observations. That's what I do on the internet. If you don't talking about warriors and monsters, you're the monster, you damn demon.
I hope they have a good night's sleep. I hope
I sleep great.
Well in their home. I hope they prosper.
I sleep great knowing that my toilet isn't 6 inches from my head. Thanks. And that 11 billion other people haven't slept on my mattress. That's 3 inches thick. How about that?
What is that saying I always tell you?
I don't got to wear shoes in the shower.
You be messing with God's children. And I know we're all God's children. But, you know, there's this little special thing about that protection that God's got. When you are really, really in a relationship with Him, and you start really messing with God's children, man, that stuff hits you hard. And I don't wish that on them. I don't wish that on them. But I'm telling you, it's coming, or it might be already came, and they just don't be telling people.
Oh.
That's probably where karma, you know, it's not really karma, but it's not good news. You know what I mean? When you get karma for stuff.
It's not really karma, but it's really
from.
good news.
But it's true.
Mm-hmm. It's the bad news bears.
I mean, you read the Old Testament. You read the Old Testament, like, God weren't playing around. he weren't playing around in the Old Testament.
God weren't playing
To
around?
say it
Oh,
correctly,
God.
he was really putting it on them, you know?
Yeah.
So, yes, you know, in the New Testament.
What about what you did to an actual child, Letecia? Actually, more than one child. Because while you took Gannon's life, right, you negatively impacted Lena for the rest of her life as well, his sister.
Hell yeah, had her help carry him back down to bed and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Her own child, you know, what you've done to actually.
What about those children? I guess they don't count, right, Tisha? Just you? Get the fuck out of here.
No.
And neither one of you, I can tell you right now, new Amy, if you really understood the true principle of karma, you would not use it the way that you just did. Idiot. That's not how it works.
Testament is more about, you know, the mercy of God as when He came as Jesus, you know. And
oh my God, I can't do the sermon.
You know, we learned about His grace and mercy.
Bye. I can't do the sermon. I'm sorry. Let me tell you where here. Let's get to where she
when they did Gypsy when she got out.
Gypsy. I'm gonna go have a cigarette, you guys. I'll be right back.
Okay, so what? She was online and she might have been annoying, you know, doing whatever, but she was trying to figure out the world. She's been incarcerated that long.
Gypsy!
And she didn't have a childhood because her mom took that from her. So she was trying to really figure it all out.
Figure it all out. She was still taking shots.
Without her because she got married so quickly and then all this. Like, they act like they ain't done that. These people act like they ain't got married quickly or they didn't get pregnant quickly.
I ain't get
and like people be quick to say that kind of stuff and treat her wrong, and then they always be like, once the murderer, always the murderer.
How's she know about Gypsy? Where's she watching and
like,
keeping up with that?
She did her time in society. She paid
maybe
her
on Lifetime?
And she's going on with her
or
life,
whatever.
and hopefully she will have her life right with God either way.
What'd you say, Allie?
Wonder how she's keeping up with Gypsy. Is it like she's watching Lifetime episodes at the jail, or like, because she knew her getting pregnant, married, all that? Huh.
Oh, probably. Oh, probably. That's a good point. Hey, Gypsy Rose Blanchard, if you're out there listening, Letecia Stauch is advocating for you. How you feel about that?
So true. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Let's keep that. Let's put it in a perspective. Yeah. Congratulations. Fuck out of here.
She needs, you know. So, but these people, I was watching her show when she just did her new one, and they were showing all the stuff people were putting on there, and I was like, man, I said, it doesn't matter. She will live like that the rest of her life, no matter what. So, no matter what you do to these people, that's what they thrive off of, and you can watch it, you laugh, get your entertainment. It's funny. Okay, that's how I look at it. So when you tell me, it's funny to me. It makes me laugh, but it also makes me happy to know that I live a whole different life than that, and I'm glad that I don't have to be like that.
Right, you're so right with that. I've been really taking
you're
that
so
in
right.
what you
Your
said,
life
and
is
I've
so
been
much
really
better.
praying with God with that. And it's actually making me feel better. It's like, it doesn't matter. Who cares? You know? You know, it really doesn't matter. Like, why am I just always want to stick up for you, that's all. And I guess it, you know, and with everything that was going on, I was just so emotional already with everything. So, but now I look at it as, you know what, who cares?
Yeah, like, come on. We're getting a stage of police reports or they're getting a tape in restraints. Who cares? It's like, okay, how do you know I didn't do something? How do you know I didn't do something on purpose? Because you got to remember, I'm a very calculated person.
Yes, you are.
So how do you know I didn't do something on purpose? You know what I mean? Just like I
we believe you have.
You know, but like they'll take it as.
I know that's what's funny about you.
Listen closely,
They'll take
Amy.
it as whatever, and I just sit back and just laugh about it because I don't be sitting there worried about them. I don't lose sleep over those people at night. I lose sleep, but it's not over them. It's because I can't sleep because I be wired up half the time. But, no.
You're right, though. I'm going to laugh when I see that.
Yeah. I
know you do things on purpose, huh?
A lot of times, yeah, because, like, if I know these, like, I told you, a lot of things are very strategic. I write people back with something, and I think something, I'll be like, okay, what would I want to be out there? What narrative do I want to create? And as long as you always create people like that,
oh my God,
you want to create, then you don't have to worry about it, you know?
Yeah.
What about the truth?
Wow. You know, here's what you got to think about too. If everything goes like it's supposed to go, when I do, I have to go to business all over again. So the last thing I'm actually doing is worry about that. You know what I mean? Right. Worry about the people, worry about any of that. Because I could have been different. I have a whole new round of being like, oh my goodness, what's happening on YouTube? You know? And then they're going to be more. Yeah, they're going to be more crazier then, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I go back for that,
I want to go. I want to be.
I'm not calling anybody from county jail, just so you know that, because they will have your information then. I am not calling anyone. Yeah.
Oh, no.
So, because you know that El Paso County will sell that shit in a heartbeat. It'd be sold by the next morning. So.
You're right. That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to be out there then. I mean, would I be able to visit, or would I be able to come see you?
You don't get visits in county jail.
Oh, you don't?
No.
That's lies. You do get a visit in county jail. Stop it.
You're like, I'm not going to be calling you then.
No. Because that's how you get them, is when they know they could get something, and then they be like, wait, there's nothing there. She didn't call anybody on her account at all. And
That's
they'd be like,
crazy.
And then they'll start investigating everybody else's account around me, just like they did before.
Who is they, Letecia? The jail investigated your ass. And guess what they investigated your ass for? New Amy. Pay attention. This one's for you, okay? What actually happened, because we have her calls from Colorado right before the trial, the last calls that she made, what she actually did was allow another inmate to use her account. This is lies. We didn't investigate anything. Idiot. Why would we? What do we care? Why would we care? Letecia, explain that. Allie, I know you want to say something. Hit it, babe.
I lost sound for like the last minute. I went and had to get my AirPods and put them back in, and thank God I could hear you. But yeah, I totally didn't hear since they were talking about, since she was like, well, I do have something to say about her. Just, Amy, listen up. She's flat out saying how calculated she is. And I sit back and try to think of what narrative I can create. So you're literally admitting to this person that you just make up bullshit stories. You just make them up. You don't care about the truth. So I just find it disgusting. I cannot believe a person could say the things she says and feel good about themselves and who they are. This isn't the first time she's made a kind of comment like that.
No.
She said, do you remember a couple calls ago, she said something else similar to that. Like, I don't remember, something about, I say and do certain things to get a reaction, depending on who I'm talking to and what reaction I want.
She absolutely did say that. New Amy, pay attention. Letitia is telling you exactly who she is. And if you don't think that you are disposable to her, you are sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. She does not give a rat's fat kneecap about you. She doesn't care. You are only as good to her, or as you're only going to be around her as long as you are doing something for her. Once she's used you for everything that she can, you will no longer be friends. That's it. That's all. That's it. Nobody checked into your account. Now, if the jail checked into you doing that, it's because you violated a rule in jail. You're not allowed to share your account with other people. And I wonder how Aunt B would feel if she found out that you were doing that, Letitia, because it was Aunt B that was putting money on your books. But you didn't care about that.
And they couldn't figure out whose account, once I stopped using that. I stopped using my account at one point, and they could not figure out how I was calling people. They knew I was calling people because I was getting updates on information, but they couldn't figure out how.
You're sneaky.
So once I caught on to how grimy they were, that's when I was like, okay, well, I'm not making another call from my account.
Grimy?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Sure, Jan. Sure. How are we grimy? We're not the ones saying that we're calculated. We're not the ones saying and proud that we're calculated, that we make up narratives. That's you, homegirl. That's your friend. But we're grimy.
But what she's doing is trying to explain why, like, she doesn't talk to Harley or anybody else, but except for old Amy and new Amy most of the time, and Aunt Brenda. But here's the thing, Tisha and Amy, listen up. I told you this last time. We didn't say that because there were no calls. Yes, there were no calls, but also it's because Harley says it on her social media. She says she doesn't talk to her and wants nothing to do with her. That's where it comes from. Harley, who has a right to speak on that shit. And yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
So stop lying, Tisha. You please. I don't believe that for even half a second.
Absolutely. Here comes the biggest lie. How long a period you didn't use your account?
It was like about 5 months.
Lies.
What?
You're like, yep,
yeah.
I'm not going to use it. Would you be able to get a hold of me at all?
I'm telling you, they would take everybody's accounts that I was surrounded by. Now they would. Then they didn't because they couldn't figure it out. But I'm telling you now, having FOIA requests from everybody. You know, video footage.
FOIA.
Okay, we get this. Who was around this? You know what I mean? Everything.
No, we didn't.
It wouldn't even be worth it.
She said we would be.
Talk to people through an attorney. That's the only way to do it. You know?
Okay.
Well, good thing to know.
You have 1 minute left.
What's going on, you know?
Yeah.
Are you going to come back or what?
But I haven't heard anything.
Are you going to call me back?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did tell Eric. I did email
The caller has hung up.
That's my favorite.
Let him know that you were there.
Okay, good.
And what else? Was there anything else I was supposed to do? I just feel like I'm forgetting something. Probably not. I think I did it all.
I don't know. I'll tell you what. Let me refresh your recollection. Take that money that you're giving to Letitia and donate it to a worthwhile charity. If you just have money, disposable income like that, that's what I would suggest. It will be much better spent than ordering her zingers and airheads and sour punch straws and, you know. That's what I would do.
Bendy, I don't know if I'm going to make it through this last call because all my family is like 100 yards, no, maybe 100 feet away outside still hanging out for my cousin's birthday and stuff.
Oh, go.
I'm going to try.
Go, babe. If you got to get off, you got to get off. There's only, I'm going to skip to the part where she talks about Al. It's at the very, very end.
Okay.
Hold
So
on.
I'll just wait.
You know, that's probably
Yeah.
like a God thing, you know, because I was able to have them right there, and
True. I do. Because now I
like,
know
ooh,
that you're there.
let me see what Melissa Jade's up to. Okay. You know. Let me see what Alec is up to, you know.
Alec.
Now
At least she gets my name
she's
right.
going through like your text messages.
Oh, I
Like,
was.
really, you got to read all that again? I didn't.
Yes,
I just
I
turned it on,
did.
turned it off. I'm like, this is stupid.
And why are you turning it on?
If it's not,
Right.
like,
And if you're
anything
gonna come,
new, I
leave a
usually
like.
turn it off like
Yeah.
after a minute.
Maybe the problem is you're not paying
They've got bored
attention.
right now,
That's
so
it.
that's why they're so adamant about trying to find stuff, because they're
Do
so
stuff.
bored.
Look, lady, I've covered 4 trials just this year. Shut up. You're not my only thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, you know.
And the content is like, okay, like you said, repeating. So
I know. And then when they got your
Here it is.
body cam from on the break-in or whatever.
The break-in that
you
she
know, it's
faked.
like you really had to get that too. Like, come on.
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah, and they were making fun of you with it. Like, you all are bored. And then that's when
No, you're bored.
I just laugh at it. I was laughing
Right.
so hard. I think it's
We're bored, but you watched.
Everything.
And I believe Leticia did that on purpose, because in the last call, she said my name right. The last time she named me, she said,
Of
"Who,
course.
Alex?" Remember, she was like,
Of
'cause
course.
they were talking about Kit, and she was, yeah.
Yeah.
So she's trying to like take a dig or something,
Right.
and not.
I mean, Leticia, you don't pronounce very many words correctly. Ain't nobody offended that you can't say the name, that you choose to mispronounce Alex's name. We don't care. It's fine.
funny. I'm like, dude, it's really not that serious, but okay.
Really?
Oh.
Murder of a child is not that serious.
Right.
Because you're
Staging
like,
a break-in where you leave a hammer on a string.
You don't even, because the cop said something to you about, I don't believe any of this. Is this because you want Albert to be here? And you're like,
And
oh, she watched it all.
insane.
Mm-hmm.
I was laughing so hard. I'm like, dude, that's not. I know that's not right.
Oh.
Maybe I watched
I
it or something, but
You do?
Trust me, I didn't want people to be there. He was way off from the truth.
I was laughing so hard. I'm like, dude, people actually knew her.
Yeah.
We do. Actually, no,
It's just funny.
look.
It's like maybe to be.
Listen, I know that you think this is some weird, fucked up competition about who can know a demon better. Let me just assure you, you can win that one. I don't want to know Leticia, okay? But what I will say is, and the fact that you're laughing about this is foul, because clearly you haven't been paying attention. Go on the channel, go listen to those pretext calls and listen to what she did to Al. Listen to how many times she was angry with Al for not coming to see her. She did want him there. I don't give a rat's fat kneecap what she's telling you now, but the truth of the matter is she did want Al. And she was very upset when Landon showed up because her child was murdered and at the time missing. And she showed up to help look for her son. And this heffalump is using Gannon's phone to call Landon. You piece of shit. But it's all funny. It's all fun and games, right? See, this is where I get irritated. Like, I can make jokes and I can make, I can turn a negative situation and I'll make a joke out of it and get through it. But what you're doing right here, right now, acting like this is all a big joke, and what she did to Al is a big joke, what she did to Landon is a big joke, and what she did to Gannon is a big joke. You're the one that needs to really reevaluate what you're doing with your life, ma'am, not me. And how dare you sit in judgment and call me crazy, call Allie crazy, call Melissa crazy, suggest that we need to be evaluated. You need to take a real good, long, hard look in the mirror. I'm not trying to be friends with Leticia. You are.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know her. You nasty. That's what I wanted to play. There's like 2
Either
seconds
for
more,
a
and
kid
that's it.
or maybe
Benny
for-
2025.
Yeah, like this is not the time. I was so want you to be home. Oh,
and then they're making
God.
fun of her. Really? Like, yeah, they just got that. I was laughing so hard because I no, it's just stupid.
No, we can't hear you, Allie. I'm sorry, babe.
People always think that no, I actually liked it when he wasn't home because then I just did what I wanted, and whatever.
Right.
But it was more along the lines of people take that as
Yeah, I can't with her. I can't with her. I could do whatever I want, which would include the cruelty that you showed to Gannon and his sister. Get the absolute fuck out of here. And you're laughing about it.
I still stand on, and because I say it so much so new Amy would know, Letitia is by far one of the most evil killers I have ever looked into. Ever.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the act itself, it's what she did after.
Exactly.
That makes her truly a different type of evil. That's the best way I could explain it.
She is. But you know what, new Amy, all you have to do is go back to the pretext calls like Jen said, or her Google searches, and you will clearly see that she was desperate for Al's attention and she was lonely and she wanted him there.
And that's why that body cam footage of why is this relevant? It's relevant because again, a normal person is trying to wrap their head around what would make someone do something this horrific. And so when you see the string and the hammer hanging and staging of the break-ins, it gives us an idea this wasn't an impulsive split-second thing versus it was building up. And when you lie, the lie is getting bigger and you have to step it up every single time. And I know majority of us will forever try to understand what happened to the candle, like with that candle incident. And like you said, Bendy, it wasn't just killing him once. He killed him multiple times over. And it was over the course of a few days, she's admitted to injuries Saturday, Sunday, into Monday. And so you try to piece together, was this a staged event that initially she wasn't intending to take his life versus, again, you have to step it up every time. So it really gives a much better image of how long this was going on and just how sick she was.
Yep,
totally agree.
And she's going to go at the end of this and say that if we were smart, if we studied psychology, which is interesting that she says that because that's exactly why we're listening to your calls, you idiot.
That's what we say.
But she's trying to say that her seasonal depression had something to do with it.
No, I'm sorry. That's an insult to anyone who suffers with depression and or seasonal depression, either or. That's really an insult. And you cannot even in the slightest try to excuse or justify or minimize what you've done and attribute. I thought it was DID. Now it's seasonal depression.
Right. Exactly.
Well, she said the other day that her counselor and her were talking about her anxiety and what she goes through. And she said, they think I have seasonal depression. And you know what? They actually asked me, when did you get locked up? And I told them around January is what she said. Even though we know when she got locked up was later in January. But that is who gave her that idea. And now she's running with it. In my opinion, I took a step off a step that I shouldn't have.
Are you okay?
Yes, it just scared me, but I'm okay. But yeah, I think that's where she got the idea. Sorry about that.
I mean, that is where she got the idea. We know how Tisha's mind works. But
same way Grusing introduced many things that she will piggyback. Same way Al introduced, and she piggybacks off of whatever you give to her. Oh yeah, that sounds right. Now it doesn't need to make sense, but that's what I'm going to use.
Right, exactly. So you want, which is it, Letitia? You want us to study psychology or do you not?
Right, exactly.
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
You were big, honey.
Yeah, I love that.
You look humongous.
You look huge.
Wouldn't she have had to take some basic psychology classes in college? Because I did.
I
I'm
did.
sure. I'm sure. Yes.
I don't think I had to though. I don't. That wasn't. Was that an elective, Allie, or did you have to?
No, I took but I did general studies. Like I couldn't decide on my major.
Yeah.
So it wasn't an elective though. I think it was just because of the careers I was considering. They thought that I would need it most likely.
I think she would have had to do a sociology or a if she, you know what, I don't know. I still am not convinced she had a doctorate at all.
No, and I'll say this. I'm honest. I am honestly convinced that Letitia simply was unhappy with all of it. I think she thought that she had this idea in her mind, first of all, getting out. Once she got out and the reality of Al set in, then it became about, let me hurt Landon even more. Let Al get those children from her, which she did. And then
she didn't want them.
He didn't want them. And then the reality of that set in. That's who Letitia is. That's who she is. She wanted to see if she could represent herself. So she went through all the hoops, all the bells, all the whistles, and was allowed to represent herself. And that's because she wanted to get her mitts on the discovery. She wanted to know what the state had over her so that she could concoct something. And that's why she spent, as soon as she got that discovery, that's when it started. The vampires, I fell and I hit my head and I've lost 4 years, all the things.
Yep, you're right. I don't think Amy had, not to be fair, I'm basing it off just this one live, but I don't think that would fall under hybristophilia because it doesn't seem like she's focusing really on the crime at all. I think it's more of just fascination.
She actually, I agree, Melissa. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. That was rude. She actually tries not to bring up the crime. Like, look how in the very first call, they're discussing a title, Conversations with a Killer or a Murderer. And it was a title of Kit's Live.
Right.
And she didn't want to say the word killer.
Yeah.
To Letitia.
Yep. Because the hybristophilia, it's not just attracted to someone who's incarcerated versus they're attracted to the crime itself. Yeah, that new Amy. But
she's something else, isn't she?
She's something else. But again, like you guys have said, if these are obtained by, just know, like, that respect is not shown, nor does it have to be. Like, it doesn't have to be, but you guys are choosing to be respectful. If it was truly obsessed, like Letitia just portrayed, wouldn't you be digging it all up and let me find her and let me do this? And no,
especially because she talks shit about us.
Right. I really just don't care like that. Like, the only relevance you are is your relationship to Letitia. That, once again, it's intriguing to the extent of what's wrong with you. I could understand.
We know what's wrong with Letitia.
Right. But what's wrong with you that you're okay with this?
Right.
Okay, so I figured something out.
Uh-oh.
So when I was in college, I changed my major a couple times from business. I started with criminal justice. I, at one point, was considering accounting. Like, I was going back and forth. And it is required for criminal justice and some business degrees, but it says that it's oftentimes required for social work or education. So
yeah,
I bet you she did have to take
she
some
had
kind
to.
of.
She had to have.
Yep.
She had to have. Thank you, girls, for coming up here. It's late for you guys. I know it's like 11 o'clock and it's a work day and all that for you, Melissa. So I just appreciate you both being here.
It was wonderful.
I miss this.
Me too.
And I'm just so happy I'm fully stocked with toilet paper, and like I'm very appreciative of that. Thank you for reminding me. It's little things.
It's the little things, and you can choose your brand of toilet paper.
I sure can.
You know,
you don't have to use Aloe Farah, the $1 kind from Dollar Tree, if you don't want.
Oh, hey, and guess what? When I move, I can take my shoes with me. How about you, Tisha?
Yeah, she
Oh,
only
no.
worked like 7 days, Nene. She did. Right.
Well, I'm so glad that we did this, and
Me
I
too.
love because we have talked about since the last calls wanting you to come on and do some of them
Yes.
with us. So I'm so
This
glad
was
that you
so
did.
nice. Thank you for having me. Seriously, that was so
Anytime.
unexpected, but I loved it. Thank you.
Yeah, she can't even have you're welcome, babe. Poor Linda got it. She can't even have a cup. I forgot that part. She can't even have a cup.
And guess what? If anybody lost their veneer here, we could actually go to our private family dentist, unlike you, which you asked for a day pass. Can I go to my family dentist to get this veneer? Like, as if I don't understand how she ever thought that would work. But again, she's admitting how calculated she is. And she is now, she's not intelligently thinking about that stuff, but she is one of the most impulsive people I've ever seen. And she is very
Yeah.
calculated.
Very. So good for you, Letitia, for admitting that you're a very calculated person. It's a step in the right direction. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
All right,
thank you guys.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody in the chat. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to end it. I got to go pate. I drank way too much water, and now I need to tinkle. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Bye. Bye, Melissa J. Bye, Alex.
Bye.
Bye from Benny. We all love you. Thank you for being here, you guys. Bye.